Let's be real, so many of us struggle to get a good night's sleep. And when you're just desperate for some rest, you start hearing about, well, some pretty unconventional shortcuts. Today, we're diving into one that's way more common than you'd think, using a powerful antipsychotic drug, quetiapine, off-label, just to treat insomnia. I mean, it's a pretty wild idea, isn't it? Taking a medication that was designed for really serious mental health conditions to fix something as common as not being able to sleep. So, is it some kind of secret weapon, or is it just a bad idea? Let's take a look at what the actual evidence has to say. Okay, so first things first, what is quetiapine? You might know it by its brand name, Seroquel. It's an antipsychotic medication. Its actual approved job is to help rebalance brain chemicals like serotonin and dopamine to treat conditions like schizophrenia and bipolar disorder. You'll probably notice that insomnia is, well, it's not on that list. So, we know it can make you sleepy, but what do the medical experts actually think about using it for that purpose? Let's cut right to the chase and get the bottom line first. And here it is, plain and simple. Quetiapine is not recommended for insomnia. Now, some doctors might still prescribe it this way, but that's what's called off-label use. All that means is that the FDA has not looked at the data and said, yes, this is a safe and effective treatment for this condition. And here's the real why behind that verdict. This quote from Healthline says it all. There just isn't enough good research to prove that it's safe or that it even works well for insomnia in the long run. Basically, we're flying blind when it comes to long-term use for sleep. So if the official answer is a big no, there have to be some pretty serious reasons for that. So let's really dig into the risks that come with taking this particular shortcut. This is the million-dollar question, right? Just because something can knock you out doesn't automatically make it a good sleep aid. What's the trade-off? What's the potential price you pay for that quick fix? So even at the lower doses that are sometimes used for sleep, the side effects can be pretty serious. We're talking about things like getting dizzy when you stand up, muscle spasms, restlessness, and even potential heart issues. And that's not even touching the well-known risks of higher doses, like major weight gain or high cholesterol. But look at the note at the bottom, because this is the most important part. The long-term risks of using low doses for sleep, they're just not well studied. It is quite literally a gamble. And that gamble can, in some cases, become life-threatening. Now, these are rare, but they're serious. Quetiapine can lead to a condition that basically tanks your immune system, or a really severe drug reaction called neuroleptic malignant syndrome. And for older folks with dementia, the danger is even more clear. It's linked to a higher risk of cognitive decline and even death. Okay, so if quetiapine is a risky road with a lot of unknowns, what are the safer highways to a good night's sleep? The good news is there are a ton of proven, well-researched alternatives. So first, let's talk about medications and supplements. You've got your prescription sleep aids, like Ambien, which are usually just for short-term situations. Then there are the over-the-counter options, which are mostly antihistamines. But remember, drowsiness is a side effect of those. It's not what they're designed for, and they can leave you feeling groggy. And of course, there are supplements like melatonin or magnesium, which can be great, but you should still talk to your doctor because they can interact with other things you might be taking. But, popping a pill isn't the only answer. Behavioral therapies can be incredibly powerful. There's cognitive behavioral therapy for insomnia, or CBTI, which is considered the gold standard. It literally helps you retrain your brain and break those thought patterns that keep you staring at the ceiling. Things like meditation, yoga, and even light therapy are all amazing tools that get to the root cause of the problem instead of just masking the symptoms. And of course, we can't forget about the power of our daily habits. These are the building blocks of good sleep. It sounds simple, but sticking to a consistent sleep schedule, avoiding that late afternoon coffee, getting some exercise, and creating a relaxing bedtime routine, all of these things together can make a massive difference. All right, we've gone through the serious risks of quetiapine and a whole bunch of safer alternatives. So let's pull all this together into a really clear action plan so you can make a choice that's right for you and your health. So what do you do now? It really boils down to these 3 steps. First, just reconsider quetiapine. Now you know the risks and the lack of safety data. Step 2, actively look into all those safer alternatives we just talked about. And step 3, and honestly this is the most important one, talk to a doctor or another healthcare professional. They can help figure out what's really going on and help you find a treatment that's actually safe and effective for you. In the end, it all comes down to this one question. When we're talking about your health, is a tempting quick fix really worth taking a gamble with some pretty significant and in many cases totally unknown risks? That's the real question to ask yourself on the journey to getting better sleep.